Now, there's a reason that most people suffer and struggle, especially high achievers. But when you understand what it is and decide that living a life of struggle and suffering is no longer going to be true for you, you unlock a level of ease and peace that might feel quite hard to imagine right now. We're told that we should always be in a rush to fix things and to get to where we want to go. But sometimes that rush to get there is at the expense of the very thing that we're hoping to find when we do. So if you're ready to drop the struggle, like really ready, then keep watching because this video, well, it might just change your life. Before I go on though, I just want to give you a gentle warning because this video is very, very personal and it tells my very lived experience surrounding death and the choice to end one's own life. So for context of how life-changing this mindset shift is, this is what allowed me to find the chiropractor that saved my life. It was also what helped me to come to terms with the fact that both of my autistic children have had thoughts of ending their own lives. And that mindset shift, or profound realization, which is probably a better term for it, is full and complete acceptance. Unconditional acceptance. It was only when I had full and complete acceptance of my own prognosis of a slow death by starvation that I began to see life in a different way. That acceptance is what spurred me on to get my will in order and make provision for my children, who were 10 and 12 at the time. And it was only after that, when I'd stopped fighting against what was, that I found the chiropractor that literally saved my life. That acceptance opened the door to my healing. But that level of acceptance was nothing compared to the deep acceptance I had to find for both of my children. My youngest first told me of his thoughts when he was being bullied at his primary school. At that time, I wasn't really fully equipped to hear it or handle it, and I had no idea what to do for the best. So I did the best that I could with the knowledge, skills, and understanding that I had at the time. And I took him out of school and homeschooled him for a bit. Not that there was really any schooling going on. It was more of a case of putting him back together again because he felt so shattered. When he got his autism diagnosis, he said that he felt better in himself because his life made more sense to him. And to a degree, his thoughts of dying at his own hand diminished, but they didn't fully go away. My eldest experienced these thoughts in earnest a few years later, and as an autistic trans man, he isn't alone in having these thoughts. This time, though, I was able to see and understand things differently. Depending on the studies that you read, up to 66% of autistic humans have experienced thoughts of dying by their own hand. Add in the trans factor and that figure, well, it multiplies. Before I had the realization or ability to find unconditional acceptance, I know that I would have tried to fix them in some way, because that's what we're taught, if there's a problem, you fix it. But here's the thing, I don't believe that they were ever broken in any way. My kids are amazing. They're both bright as a spark. And most importantly, like you, they are sovereign beings. I obviously got them any help that they wanted. We had a fantastic counsellor and a wonderful behavioural psychologist, but nothing in them actually changed until I accepted that I could wake up one day and they could have decided to leave their bodies. I energetically made peace with that, just like I had made peace with my own predicted death. And it wasn't easy, and it came with very, very many tears. I knew that my human would be absolutely heartbroken if it happened, but I had to release any control that I believed I might have had over their decision. And the amazing thing is that once I did that, they both seemed lighter. And the best bit is that neither of them claimed to be having those kinds of thoughts anymore. So how do you accept one of the hardest things in the world to accept? Well, unfortunately, I can't actually teach you that because that's going to be different for everybody and you need to find your own way. All I can do is tell you how I did it with the caveat that your way might be different for you. What I did was to understand that whether they're in their physical bodies or not, I love them. That's really what I believe unconditional love to be, right? I imagined great waves of love going from me to them, great tidal waves of love that were just fully immersive. There was no separation. I saw me as love and I saw them as love. And I grounded that love energy into the earth, and I connected that love energy with the infinite field of all things, right? Because when you really accept that we are all energy, which science has proven beyond argument, then you also get to accept that energy is complete. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Energy just is. I felt a huge wave of incredible certainty that everything is always exactly as it's meant to be. We have the choice to fight against the what is, and we have the choice to flow with the what is too. Yeah? In my experience, all of suffering occurs when we choose to fight against what is, and peace occurs when we accept it, regardless of what it is, and allow ourselves to flow with it. And this applies to everything. Now, personally, I apparently needed to learn these lessons in really big ways that slapped me upside the head, but hopefully you don't need to. Hopefully you can learn this with less enormous life experiences. And this is why I do what I do. So if your life isn't the way you want it to be, you get to make the choices of how you see it and how you perceive it and the degree to which you flow with it or fight against it. I believe that we are here to be happy. And when we live in acceptance, gratitude and joy, amazing things happen. When we realize that we're all sovereign beings and we don't try to impose our sovereignty by diminishing anyone else's, then the flow of life just becomes easier and much more straightforward and with so much more freedom. And this level of freedom is available to you too. So if you would like me to walk beside you, then I invite you to join me in my free school community. It's where people like you go to grow and live a life that really does feel as good as it looks. The link is in the description. And if you missed it, well, I recommend watching my last video. It'll help you in getting to this place of unconditional acceptance. So click there to watch that next. I look forward to seeing you in my community, and if I don't, well, just know that you're ready, and this is where it begins. Take care. I'll see you next time.